In the past 2 months, I've completed 2 full playthroughs of Grand Theft Auto 5, and yet, even after all of these hours in-game, I still feel a strong desire to return to the state of San Andreas. The city of Los Santos is perhaps one of the most complete feeling cities I have ever experienced. The variety of neighborhoods, people, buildings, lighting, and culture all come together to create a feeling that is not common in the open world genre. Perhaps what stuck out to me most about the city of Los Santos is the sense of place that Rockstar was able to manufacture. Every billboard, alleyway, and street corner within each respective district was clearly placed with intention. There's Rockford Hills, an affluent neighborhood containing primarily high-end mansions with pools and tennis courts, home to a variety of upscale businesses and fashion outlets. Just south of Rockford Hills is Little Seoul, a South Korean-influenced neighborhood with the majority of residents in the working class, populated by numerous Korean businesses and shops, ranging from grocery stores to internet cafes. Then there's Strawberry, a working-class, primarily African-American neighborhood, known for high crime rates and gang violence between the ballas and families. North of the city, there's Blaine County, a diverse region featuring large stretches of desert, dense forest areas, and several mountain ranges. The towns of Grapeseed, Sandy Shores, and Paleto Bay all fall within this county. Grapeseed is a rural agricultural settlement, with most of the area consisting of large fields for harvest and livestock, with a small main street filled with amenities for local residents. Nearby is Sandy Shores, a desolate, mostly abandoned town, filled with trailer parks, meth labs, and abandoned buildings and motels. The local population consisting of drug addicts, prostitutes, and rednecks. Situated at the base of Mount Chiliad lies Paleto Bay, with Route 1 running directly through the town and numerous local businesses and amenities. I think the best way to put it is that the world of Grand Theft Auto 5 feels alive. Everything from the billboards dotting the environment to the various radio stations you can listen to as you roam the open world comes together to depict an early 20th century look at the American experience, of course jam-packed with Rockstar's trademark satire. This sense of place was made even more apparent to me on my second playthrough, in which I turned off the HUD and exclusively used the first-person camera mode. This transition into a first-person point of view led to a completely different experience with the game. In first person, everything becomes more personal. I found myself taking in the vistas, uncovering locations I had never discovered, and overall feeling more connected to the world. It's this very shift that sparked the idea for this video, the desire to share the unique perspective that first-person mode offers, the feeling of being not just a player, but an inhabitant of the world. In first person, I actually began to learn the layout of the city, forced to use important landmarks to better navigate the world with no HUD, and just navigating the environment in a new perspective forced me to learn the ins and outs of San Andreas, and led to some of the most memorable moments I had with this game. Yet one moment from late in my second playthrough stands out above all else. I was making the long drive to the Paleto Bay sawmill from Los Santos to save Lamar from a balla's kidnapping, and I was quite unfamiliar with the area of Chiliad Mountain State Wilderness, leading to me getting hopelessly lost. And initially, I was quite frustrated as I drove around lost and confused, unsure of where my destination lay. Yet, as I bumbled around the environment, Dead Presidents 2 began to play on the radio, and my instant thought was to forget the mission and simply drive, taking in the beautiful night sky. And just this, a virtual drive through a picturesque countryside, turned into a meaningful experience. And this is what a change in perspective did for my overall experience of this game, turning the most simple of moments, a simple trip between objective markers, into the highlights of my experience. Now, this is definitely not the way the developers intended for the game to be played, and I did get lost many times. Yet I did get much better at navigating the environment as I progressed throughout the story. Without the HUD, I can navigate from Sandy Shores to Paleto Bay, Michael's house to the garment factory. I know that Del Perro Pier is just west of the movie studio, and that Trevor's airstrip is north of the penitentiary. In first person, I found that nearly every in-game action became more immersive. Escaping from the police turned into a cat and mouse game where I couldn't rely on the map to escape the law. For the first time in a Grand Theft Auto game, I found myself parked, hiding in alleyways, and traversing back roads to remove my wanted level. Combat felt much more personal and visceral, with the impact of gunfire and explosions becoming far heightened with the change in perspective. And I died quite a few times due to the lack of a minimap. Even the act of driving was made better, giving me a greater sense of speed and control in the vehicle with simple touches like a working speedometer and dashboards which showed the current song and radio station, all the way to something as simple as a trip to the Vanilla Unicorn, which turned into an almost magical experience. Traversing the city of Los Santos in first person captured in me the same feelings as my many playthroughs of Red Dead Redemption 2 in first person. The meticulous detail within the world became much more noticeable, and I would now say that this is the best way to play Grand Theft Auto 5, capturing an entirely new side of San Andreas. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing, and drop a comment if you have any similar experiences within the world of Grand Theft Auto.